Hello everyone. I'm finally here with the finished repaint of Janemba. I know this one took a long time, but it's basically because I'm not really doing that well. There has been a sudden temperature change thanks to winter, and yeah, that has been a bit difficult to cope with. I did have to, take some time to say recover and get back to painting and stuff. But these days paintings are a bit slow. Might be a burnout, so I am thinking of taking a break or possibly slowing down paintings. So maybe you'll see fewer paintings in the next few months from me. But yeah, coming back to Janemba. So this is one figure where you can actually see that not the whole figure is not primed, and I just went with coating the figure directly with paint, and as you will see it works out really well. There is no issues with it. So this one I had to, not that I had to, I decided to modify it a bit with putty, and honestly the result looked really nice. And after the painting was done, it looks even better because actually it blends in really well with the figure, and I like the result. This one, it didn't really need as much dismantling either, and it was fun to work with because of course the primary color in this figure is purple. There's a large area that is covered by purple, and I love working with purple and purple shades. So that was one positive point about this figure that kept me going for a long time actually. Otherwise I was honestly not in the best mood to paint. But either way, it was quite fun working on this because it is also a nice change of pace, because till date I've been painting a lot of female characters, and there have been no male characters for if I think about it, it's been a few months since I last painted a male character. I think if I remember correctly, the last one was Boo from GX Materia, and I don't know what Boo is classified as, but it wasn't a female character. So yeah, this one, I don't know what this one is classified as either, but either way it's not a female character. It's a nice change. So yeah, the painting is not really that complex. It's interesting, just the usual stuff. This time I decided to go from darker tone to lighter tone just for the sake of convenience. There is no particular approach that you should always use or you have to always use. So depending on your convenience, you can select which shade to add first. And I wanted to go from dark to light, so that is what I did. Actually, once the sculpting was done, it is not really that extensive of a paint work because it's not that big of a figure, so it's easier to paint, and I think you can get done with it fairly quickly if you are painting at a normal pace. I took my time, I had fun with this figure, and as you'll see, I did decide to go a bit different with the red areas on Janemba because the darkest shade that I used was of red, and after that the shades that I added were a mix of scarlet, which is a shade of orange from Gaia Notes. It's a little bit more concentrated, I would say. It's a little more towards the red, and I used that along with the red for a middle tone, and then finally just added white to it and basically went to a little more orange side, which kind of gives it a different, or rather a unique character, and I like that shade quite a lot. So that was probably the only thing that I did differently in this figure. Other than that, it was pretty much the same, as usual. Didn't take much time, but of course, I think it took more time for me to motivate myself to paint. Get yourself in that mindset that, yeah, I have to sit and paint. That is what took longer than actually painting the figure, and I feel like that is something that happens quite a lot, at least with me, when I try to take up a lot of projects, because right now I do have multiple projects running and it can get quite overwhelming. So that is when I have to try to motivate myself to just start painting and finish them one by one. But honestly speaking, like, once it is over, it looks really nice. I really love how the abdomen turned out to be compared to the original. I love this effect a lot more than how it was in the original figure. All in all, I have to say that I really like this figure. I was not expecting it to be that way when I had first unboxed it. I think if you've seen the video, you would remember that I wasn't really that excited about it. But after the modification and the painting has been done, it looks really nice. And honestly, like, it is still on display on my shelf. So I really enjoyed that much, because generally once I'm done with the figure, once it has gone through the final processing, say like the top coat and everything is done, I just pack it up and keep it, because the next stage is to auction it. And yeah, this one is still here, so I would say that I like it more than the other figures that I've painted. This is something I've noticed with myself, which is like when a painting turns out really nice, which I tend to like more than the rest, I tend to keep them on the shelf longer than I would, especially when like I'm putting them up for auctions. Either way, this was an interesting paint, a refreshing one to say the least. I do have one more figure, or I think two more figures coming up. Hopefully I'll have them done by Sunday, and we'll have another video tomorrow. So I would say, if you like my paintings, I would urge you to keep an eye out for that, because there is something special that is coming up. And yeah, I hope everyone can take part and we can have some fun with whatever I have planned. And yeah, I hope you like this painting. I hope you like the final result as I do. And leave a like, leave a comment, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.